Boom shakalaka. You know, had you have bought $5,555 of Caspa back in October 2022 and then sold it in February, a little over a year later, you would have been a millionaire. Well, does a better opportunity exist? Could buying $2,732 of Caspa today make you a millionaire realistically? Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at could $2,732.24 of Caspa make you a millionaire realistically? Before we do, guys, like the video, come join us on Twitter at @CryptoLove, and of course, subscribe to the coolest channel in all of YouTube, period. Not a joke. So, as I was saying earlier, had you have bought Caspa back in October 2022, when the price was 0.1 cents, and you purchased $5,555, just to give you an idea, that would have been right back here. Had you have purchased right there and then waited and sold all the way up there in February of this year, guess what? You would have been a millionaire. You would have been able to purchase back then with that $5,000 some dollars, 5.5 million KAS, and selling when it was 18 cents at 180x. You would have been a millionaire. Why didn't you do that? What is wrong with you? Clearly, you're the only person who didn't do this. Now, turns out there may be a better opportunity that exists, and we're going to take a look at this later on. Could $2,732 of KAS make you a millionaire realistically? Now, before we get into that, why are we doing this video other than just to draw eyes to the channel, the coolest channel in all of cryptocurrency, period? Well, let's take a look. You see, when you look at charts over a long enough time frame, patterns start to emerge. Like this pattern here. We have a crossing of the Gunnar EMA, which is these two lines right here, depicted by a yellow circle. Now, on average, after a crossing of these lines, the price goes up about 7,000%. So far this time, it's only gone up 100%. That's 1/70th of the average. Now, we may be in a very below average cycle. The sky could be falling. World War III could be breaking out, or it might not. And if you take a look at some more charts, I don't know about you, but I like fractals. When we take a look at this, here's 2015, 2016, 2019, 2020, and 23 right here. And look at this. We have a nice giant cup formation. We have a little resistance breaking above there, finding support above there. Same exact thing that happened every previous time. And you know what happened after that? Massive, massive alt seasons. And there's the possibility we might have expanding cycles theory, like fractals, but they get bigger each time, which is super cool. You can see right here, we had price hammering down. We had a little bit of price increase, breakout above the previous resistance, and then absolute rocket ship. Well, check this out. Hammering down, little bit of an increasing price trend, breakout above there, support on that previous resistance. And where would we be? Well, pretty much right here before things go rocketing off gigantically. So that being said, it's a decent time, at least in my opinion, to take a look at some coins. Now, one coin that has been getting a lot of attention recently, or at least the charts look pretty interesting, would be Caspa. Now, Caspa, beyond the block, the fastest open source, decentralized, fully scalable layer 1 in the world's first block DAG, a digital ledger enabling parallel blocks and instant transaction confirmation built on a robust proof of work engine with rapid single second block intervals built by industry pioneers led by the people. And you can find out a lot more about them, about the block DAG, the Ghost DAG protocol, all the wallet information. You can even find out their key features down here, like the fastest transactions, instant confirmation, scalability, efficient proof of work, security, block DAG. So all of those things about Caspa. And sure, if you want to actually find out more about the cryptocurrency, there's tons of resources you can find out and take a look. But they do have an interesting technology. I remember a few years ago, there was another project, 2017, that called IOTA, that was all about the DAG. I believe that's the same thing. And, you know, now you don't hear too much about IOTA, but things could definitely be different for Caspa. If we take a look at the charts for Caspa, this is something that you generally don't see. Just all up territory with an increasing trend line pretty much since the history. As a matter of fact, I know this is a bad comparison, but like the only other coin that I remember just going up straight like this forever was BitConnect. And it went straight up like this until it didn't. But again, I'm sure all the Caspa fans out here are going to tear me apart down in the comments for comparing this with IOTA and BitConnect. Clearly two projects that did terribly. Now, if we take a look at this trend line right here, you can see there's a nice parabolic run up and it breaks straight up and then comes back down, tests it. Straight up, comes back down. Looks like to me, these would be the levels where it retests it and then bounces pretty soon. So maybe it would be a good time to make this video. As a matter of fact, the price may go up in the near future, and then I'd look like a super genius and everybody could just forget those comments about IOTA and BitConnect. So onto the numbers, because there's nothing to put people to sleep like math. So we'll do some math here. So let's say today you watch this video and you're like, that crypto love guy, I mean, aside from having the coolest channel on all of YouTube, I really like him. And I haven't done any research whatsoever, but just because I like him, I'm going to buy a coin that came out of his mouth. Well, turns out that Caspa came out of my mouth today. Again, not financial advice, not suggesting you do this. Clearly do your own due diligence. Any money in cryptocurrency could go to zero or could even go to negative for all we know. Now, Caspa. Should you invest $1,000 today, buy yourself some KAS, you would get 9,090 KAS. Now, let's say, perchance, that KAS just goes back to its previous all-time high. You remember that chart. We were talking about it not too long ago. Look at that. Not too long ago, it was 18 cents. This was 2 months ago, and then now it's 11 cents. That's almost a 50% discount. So, if it were just to go back to previous all-time highs, $4 billion market cap, guess what? You would still 1.5x your investment, making you $1,466 with a 16-cent KAS. Now, that's not bad. What's your bank getting you right now? 0.00001%? So still, pretty decent return on investment. But I hear you, that's not why you watch the video. You want to become a millionaire like yesterday. So stay tuned, because let's say another scenario, okay? You can see here from the chart that Caspa has been on an absolute rampage. And you know, sometimes these things continue on rampages until they don't. So let's say it does that. And let's say it makes it up into the top 10 of coin market cap. Now right now it's in the 40s, I believe. And we're not talking about the top 10 this cycle. We're talking about the top 10 back in last cycle. I think that was 2021. I can't remember what year it is nowadays. But I think 2021, the last cycle right there, well, being in the top 10, it would have had a market cap of $69 billion. Now, should that happen, and again, I think that the top 10 will have much higher market caps this alt season because of expanding cycles theory. But let's just say we know last season's numbers, so let's use those. Top 10, $69 billion. If that were to happen, you would 25x your investment. That's still pretty darn good, making you $25,300 off of a $1,000 investment with a $3 KAS. But we're not going to stop there, folks, because there's still more time in this episode and you haven't stopped watching the video yet. So, again, I'm going to harp on expanding cycles theory, which is basically the whole premise of all of these videos that I do here. Expanding cycles theory, and in case you forget what that is, this chart right here, fractals getting larger every cycle. So, expanding cycles theory. Last alt season, Ethereum had a market cap of $559 billion. Now, based on expanding cycles theory, it should be assumed that other altcoins would also reach those levels. So I would think other altcoins would have market caps of $559 billion this cycle. Certainly possible, not outside the realm of possibility. So let's say Caspa, on its rampage, goes ahead and does this. Well, if it were to do that, guess what? You would 204x your $1,000, making you $204,966 off of $1,000 of Caspa with a $23 KAS. So that's pretty awesome. $250,000 from $1,000, and only doing what Ethereum did last cycle. Which brings us to the last scenario. As of right now, there are no $1 trillion market cap altcoins. Bitcoin's $1 trillion market cap, but no altcoins yet. However, Expanding cycles theory. Did you know I was going to say that? Expanding cycles theory. I have a feeling there will be some altcoins. Maybe not this cycle, maybe next cycle, or maybe even this cycle if things get frothy enough where we see $1 trillion market cap altcoins. Now, Caspa on its rampage, should that happen, guess what? From $1,000 buying you 9,090 KAS, you would 366x your investment, making you $366,667 off of a $1,000 investment with a $40 KAS. And if that were the case ipso facto, then a mere $2,732 and, very important, 24 cents of KAS today would make you a millionaire, realistically. So, if you did enjoy that video, subscribe, like, come join us on Twitter at @cryptolove, and of course, subscribe to the coolest channel on all of YouTube. Not even joking, I mean, that's verifiable just by the subscriber count numbers alone. So, that's all for today's episode. Catch you guys later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.